So it finally happened. After nearly 25 years at the helm, Daniel Levy has left Tottenham Hotspur. It's crazy. I didn't think it would happen anytime soon after so many years of protests and banners and people calling Daniel Levy a penny pincher. Allegedly, that's literally what it said on the banners. He has finally left the club. Why the hell has he decided to leave after the end of the transfer window? Why did he decide to leave now? It doesn't make any sense, especially after winning the Europa League after so many years at the helm. I mean, for 25 years, nearly 25 years, he's won a grand whopping 2 trophies, one League Cup and the Europa League that he just won last season. Don't get me wrong, Daniel Levy has been a guy that has had so much controversy, especially when he was there at Tottenham Hotspur. Essentially, he's not invested enough into the club, too focused on the business side of things. And let's be honest, footballing wise, we can banter Spurs all we want, but in terms of business, they've looked pretty well and they're probably one of the best in the UK. If we look at their stadium is probably one of the nicest modern stadiums in the whole of England. And that's me being as honest as I can, as much as it burns me to say. You have to be honest in that. And we all know with Tottenham Hotspur, the amount of events that's been going on. I mean, recently we've seen literally Beyonce be there. We've seen Post Malone, Bad Bunny. We've seen so many NFL games over there. So a lot of things from a business point of view, we can say Daniel Levy has really helped Tottenham in. But in terms of what's been going on the field, it's been banter. Let's be honest, it's been absolute banter going on watching Tottenham Hotspur, especially throughout the entire reign. Yeah, you can talk about last season, they won the Europa League, but they were, what, 15th, 16th, 17th? They were literally fighting relegation. And throughout his entire tenure, they've always been the Nurly men. The best in terms of their squad, like their strongest squads, they've always been Nurly men, especially that infamous 2016-17 squad that's always on social media with Harry Kane and Dembele and Son and Vertonghen and all these other brothers. At the end of the day, they weren't able to achieve what they needed to together, what they should have essentially with that squad. And that's been literally the history of the Tottenham, if we remember all of that. And to be honest, it's quite scary times because we don't know who their next chairman is going to be. Hopefully it's going to be another dud, but you can never ever truly know. I think one of the highlights for me watching Daniel Levy, especially throughout his entire time at Tottenham, was when they sacked Jose Mourinho before the cup final. I mean, that was probably one of the worst things you could possibly do, especially since at that time you'd only won 1 League Cup and you had the opportunity to potentially win another one with Jose Mourinho going against his arch rival in Pep Guardiola. If there was any manager you could bet on to probably do something against Pep, it would probably be Jose. And to not allow him to play that, to manage that one game against Manchester City and to put Ryan Mason there, yeah, that is probably one of the worst decisions you could ever make as a chairman. And even after that, right, you can talk about how he sacked Ange Postecoglou, another manager who's won his only other trophy at Tottenham Hotspur. Rightly or wrongly, that's also up for criticism, but there were reasons for that. And I think what even encapsulates it even more was when they got rid of Gareth Bale. When Gareth Bale went to Real Madrid and they failed to invest their money well enough, and it took them years for them to actually build up to make to get back into some sort of level or get any sort of player like that. It took them a while, right? I mean, when Gareth Bale left, they got Soldado, Capoue, Nasser Chadli. I mean, it was ridiculous, right? And then it took years until Dembele and Son and all these other guys to actually come into the club and to eventually make a sort of team with Pochettino. But yeah, that's it for Daniel Levy after 25 years. A lot of people, I don't think a lot of Tottenham fans are going to miss him, because essentially on the business side of things, great, but it's football and no one really cares about business all that much. I mean, if the business isn't helping the football, then what's it for really? But you never know. I don't know. I hope Tottenham get a worse chairman. I hope they do, but you can never really know. But yeah, Daniel Levy, what a surprise. Out of nowhere, didn't expect it, but it is what it is. Anyhow, please like and subscribe, please share the video. Let me know what your thoughts are on Daniel Levy and what you thought of his tenure at Tottenham Hotspur after all of these years. For me, it was absolute banter.